Hey, what's up, Straight Talks? This is Eric Kim from the Eric Kim Street Photography blog. All right, so I wanted to do a quick video with you sharing that you are a photographer. I'm a photographer, you're a photographer, we're all photographers. And one of the things I really want to battle against is this super pretentious notion that, everyone, just because they has an iPhone, they think they're photographers and, they don't even know shutter speed and aperture and ISO, blah, blah. The biggest issue is this. Everybody wants to assert themselves as being unique, an artist, whatever. And the problem about these petty-minded souls who think, oh, everyone thinks there's a photographer, the notion is this. If other people think that they're a photographer, that lessens my own legitimacy as a photographer and an artist. Now, this is kind of a silly notion because it shows that people are insecure, right? And I think we could all become photographers. We're all already photographers. If you have a passion for making images, you're essentially a photographer. Simple, right? Now, I don't think everyone's a super, super great photographer. That's the caveat, right? But everyone has the potential to become a great photographer. And even what defines a great photographer is totally subjective. And realize photography is the ultimate form of artistic creation. It's the ultimate form of self-liberation. It's the ultimate egalitarian form of art creation, in my opinion. Because consider, it is really difficult to get into painting. It's really difficult to get into drawing. There's a lot of technical practice that we need to get into. I mean, obviously the caveat is, you look at kids, you give them a paintbrush or a drawing thing, they can learn how to do abstract stuff. But still, I think if you compare photography with, drawing and stuff like that, photography is a lot easier to get into. And I think photography is kind of like chess, is that anyone can learn how to photograph or play chess in 2 minutes, but to become a grandmaster will take a lifetime. Now, this is a very empowering and great thought for me because, once again, the more people who get into photography, the better. This is where people think it's kind of this is where I think this notion is a little silly, is a lot of people treat it like zero sum, is that, if there's so many photographers, there's too much competition, therefore I'm less likely to succeed. I think that's totally false because the more people who end up becoming photographers enter the game, the more the pie expands for everyone. And this is what people also don't understand about technology. Technology is infinitely scalable, and technology, the internet, digital stuff, it expands opportunities for everybody. Now, even for myself, my mom tells me this all the time. Eric, if you're born 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, what you do wouldn't be possible. You wouldn't be able to, blog, vlog, travel, teach workshops, do photography, whatever. And I'm actually really grateful because I was born at the right time, the right era. If I was born in the 1800s, I'd probably be some sort of peasant somewhere tilling rice, or who knows, maybe I would have been Korean royalty, I don't know. But anyways, the basic notion is we're in the year 2020. We're already living the future. There's so many opportunities for us in photography, with the internet and stuff like that. And, think beyond Facebook, Instagram, social media, blah, blah. Start your own website, start your own blog, register on 101.com or bluehost.com, install wordpress.org. And once you create your own blog and your own platform, then you could really control your means of expression. And there's no gatekeepers, which I love. And even this is 1+1 for YouTube, is that there's no gatekeepers for you to create videos and to share them. Now, what is the gatekeeper? You're not guaranteed to make $1 trillion off YouTube, nor are you guaranteed to get lots of viewers or views. But there's nobody who is stopping you from expressing yourself. And I think that's what it comes down to is photography, art, and everything. It's all about self-expression. It's about creating something and exerting yourself and sharing your mind, your soul with other people. And I think that's what photography is all about, right? It's not about you're a better photographer than me, I'm a better photographer than you, and it's not a competition. And that's also the problem with social media. It becomes a stupid in crude words, a dick measuring contest. Is that I got 1,000 followers, but you have 2,000 followers, or I have 10,000 followers and you only have 5,000 followers, or I have 100,000 followers but you have 1,000,000 followers, or I have 100 million followers and you only got 1 million followers. So it just kind of doesn't matter at the end of the day, because with a follower, it's like money, right? Is that who cares if Carlos Slim has $100 billion and Jeff Bezos has $1 trillion? It doesn't really matter. And even this is one of the nice things about studying history and philosophy, is that you hear of all these kings of past. No one really cares how rich they were, right? And so even like Alexander the Great, he has this quote. It's probably not a real quote, but something like, "When I die, leave my hands outstretched to show that I died with nothing in my hands." But his legacy was about greatness, about fearlessness, expanding the Alexandria and the notions of Greekness or whatever. And so realize that in our lives, it's not going to be about how many followers you have, how many likes you have, Maybe it's more about using all of our energies to strive towards greatness and share as much of our ideas and our greatness with others. Strive to create great images. Whether you exceed or not doesn't really matter. It's all about the striving. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.